In this video, we're going to take a look at what would happen if Thanos won the Battle of the Avengers. There are some major spoilers for Avengers. Infinity War ahead, so be warned. In our first story, we're going to see what happens if Thanos kills Captain America in battle. We're not talking about an alternate universe where Thanos wins by snapping his fingers, but rather what would actually happen if he was able to kill Cap in direct combat. This is really difficult to picture because it seems impossible that Thanos could defeat the super soldier that is Captain America. And if you remember in the MCU, when Thanos did fight with Captain America, the Mad Titan was having trouble keeping up with him. But let's just imagine for a moment that Thanos is much more powerful than we think, and he's able to overpower Cap and end his life. If Thanos killed Captain America, it would send shockwaves through the entire Avengers team. They had already lost Vision and half of their power in the snap, but losing Captain America would devastate them even further. And here's why. The Avengers are a team of people who are brought together by a common purpose: good guys helping people, fighting bad guys. When Thanos killed Vision, they were upset, but Vision wasn't exactly a team player. He wanted to leave and live a normal life with Scarlet Witch. So while his death was tragic, it didn't hit them all too hard, especially since he came back. But Captain America is different. He is the heart and soul of the Avengers, the moral compass that guides them. He's the leader, even though he doesn't always want to be. He's the one who steps up when there's no other choice. Tony Stark may be the genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, but he's also the one who runs away from problems when he can't handle them. Captain America never does that. That's why Thanos has such a problem with him. Steve Rogers represents everything that Thanos is not: hope, freedom, compassion. If Thanos could destroy that, then he would finally feel like he had achieved his goal. If Thanos were to kill Captain America, it would mean that he had defeated everything that the Avengers stand for. It would prove that no matter how hard they try, the universe will always go back to chaos. It would mean that there was no point in trying anymore. In short, it would pretty much completely ruin the Avengers. There would be no way that they could ever come back from that. They might try, but they would never truly be the same again. Now, we have to talk about how Thanos would defeat Captain America. Now, there's no way around it. Captain America is too strong and skilled to be taken down by brute force alone. Even if Thanos was much stronger than we think, he wouldn't be able to do it without some serious help. Maybe Thanos could find a way to exploit Captain America's weaknesses. As we know, Cap is a pretty straightforward guy. He's not very good at social cues, and he can be a little naive at times. He's also very loyal and protective of those he cares about. Thanos could use that against him, perhaps by manipulating someone close to Cap or by attacking someone he cares about. That might make Cap reckless and less likely to think things through. If he could get inside Cap's head, Thanos might be able to defeat him. Now, let's say that Thanos managed to somehow take Captain America out of the fight. How would the remaining Avengers fare against him? Well, honestly, not very well. They'd probably all end up getting dusted. The only chance they'd have is if someone like Ant-Man or Hulk were to grow big enough to distract Thanos long enough for the rest of the team to regroup and come up with a plan. But even that seems unlikely. Thanos is too powerful and too smart. He'd probably figure it out and stop it before it even happened. And let's face it, even if they did come up with a plan, it probably wouldn't work anyway. They're just not that smart. Now, you might be wondering, what if Thanos didn't kill Captain America? What if he simply defeated him and imprisoned him? Well, that would be even worse. Captain America would become a martyr, a symbol of resistance against the New Order. The Avengers would rally around this and become even more determined to stop Thanos. So, killing him would be the only option off the table, which means they'd have to find another way to defeat him. And that might take a while. So, let's fast forward 5 years and see how the world has changed under Thanos' rule. 5 years after Thanos snapped his fingers and wiped out half of the population, the world is a shadow of its former self. People are struggling to survive. Resources are scarce, and Thanos rules over everything with an iron fist. The Avengers have been hiding out, waiting for their chance to strike back. But they've grown tired of running and they're starting to lose hope. They know that they're not getting any younger and that if they don't act soon, it might be too late. Meanwhile, Thanos is growing bored with his victory. He thought that wiping out half of the universe would bring him peace, but he was wrong. He's now ruling over a dying universe and he knows that eventually it will collapse in on itself. He's also being haunted by the memory of Gamora, the daughter he sacrificed to get the Soul Stone. He's starting to regret his actions and wonder if there was another way. Just then, he gets a vision of the past, the 5 years leading up to the snap. He sees all of the good that the Avengers have done, the lives they've saved, the hope they've given to people. For the first time, he starts to understand what he's been fighting against. He also sees the love that they share for each other, the bonds they've made, the friendships they've forged, and he realizes that he can never destroy that. Suddenly, Thanos is struck with remorse. He knew that he had caused a lot of pain and suffering, but he didn't realize the true extent of it. Seeing all of the good that the Avengers had done, he feels ashamed of himself. He realizes that he's made a terrible mistake and that he needs to fix it. But how? Well, the answer comes to him in a dream. He dreams of a young girl, Gamora, and she tells him that there is still good in him, that he can change. He wakes up feeling renewed and determined to make things right. He knows that the only way to do that is to bring back everyone he's killed. Thanos makes his way to the Avengers, who are now led by Black Widow. He tells them that he wants to make amends and that he's willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. They don't believe him, of course, and they attack him. But Thanos is too powerful. He easily defeats them and takes them to the Soul Stone. With the help of Doctor Strange, he brings back everyone who's been dusted. The universe is whole again, and Thanos is finally at peace. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would Doctor Strange help him? Well, it's because Thanos promised to spare Doctor Strange's life if he helped him bring everyone back. Of course, Doctor Strange was only pretending to agree with Thanos. He made a deal with the devil knowing that he would eventually betray him. And that's exactly what he did. When Thanos brought back everyone, Doctor Strange used the Time Stone to send him back 5 years. So basically, Doctor Strange tricked Thanos into bringing back everyone, and then tricked him again by sending him back in time. Classic Doctor Strange. But now that Thanos is back 5 years ago, things are going to be very different. All of the Avengers are still alive and kicking, and Thanos is going to have a hard time defeating them, especially now that he's 5 years older and weaker. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.